Welcome to another HSExtra.com high school football video, Coach's Clipboard Edition. I'm Joe Serrera. I'm joined this week, as I was last season, for a big game by South Point Red Raiders head coach Adam Hodge. Coach Hodge, thank you so much for taking time out to join us.
Yeah, man.
You're coming off wins over a couple of programs like your program that have kind of been there and done that, and Dudley and Crest, state championship contenders just about every year. What did you learn about your team in those two games?
I think we realized just how much faith we have in each other. I think that was, when you win 21-20 and fourth down and make a great play at the end, and we were down 14-0 last week and come back and won the game, and we were down 21-6 against Dudley and come back and won the game. I mean, I think it shows that our kids have a lot of faith in each other, and they have a lot of faith in our system and what we do. And I think that's really what has been the most revealing thing over the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. I know every team is different from year to year. How does this Raiders team compare to the group that reached the regional final last year?
They're a lot alike. I thought last year's team had really good chemistry. They believed in themselves. They pulled for one another. They were a team, and it's something that I've really preached the last couple of years: the team. And this group really is a lot like the team that went to the Western Finals last year. They are a team oriented. They don't care who scores. They just want to win the game. They don't care who makes the tackle. Just get the guy on the ground. And so I think they're a lot alike. Obviously, there's some of them were on last year's team that are on this team, and we did lose some good players like Tyson and JP and Ryan Harris, and I mean I could list a bunch of really good football players that graduated, our center White and just different guys, but some new guys have stepped up and taken on those roles, and so it's been fun to watch them develop, but I think there are a lot of similarities as well.
You mentioned some of those new guys stepping up. One who caught my attention and the attention of anybody who watched that Dudley game was your freshman quarterback, Patrick Lee, and the way he handled himself on a wet, slippery field, a wet ball in the rain, everything that he did there that night to direct that offense to carry out his job. What has he brought to your team this year?
Well, he's very powerful. We've had some guys over the years that could really run and could really make a move. And Patrick can certainly run well, but he is just such a big kid. And I know he's a freshman, but he's a bigger kid, almost like our fullback. And so it's a little different style, I guess, but yeah, he still has the quickness as well. I think a lot of people saw that up at Dudley, when he put his foot down and got north. But turning wing back out there starting for him and split ends or returners. So I think he's got a good, if you're going to be a freshman quarterback, it helps to have good people around you,
of course,
in order for you to be successful. And I think that's helped him. But he is really a tremendous athlete and a really good competitor. And he's very, I think he's very powerful, strong kid. He's still got the shiftiness that we like, but he's just such a big, strong kid. And I think that's really, I think, what's impressed me the most.
Somebody told me he was a wrestler. Is that true?
No, I don't.
No. Okay. Okay.
Well, he plays baseball. He's a really big baseball guy. I don't think I've ever heard of him wrestling, but
I got some bad info.
He'd probably be good at it.
That was the thing with that Dudley game, was that, okay, he ran away from some people, but he broke tackles almost every time before he ran away from people. And that's a big physical defense. So like I said, very impressive. But your whole team, I mean, watching how disciplined they are, how much they buy into what you guys do in your system and the tradition that is South Point football, it was fun to see. I mean, obviously I cover Dudley, and kind of like to see our teams advance, but your team was very impressive. Speaking of that game, and Dudley beat the Eastern Guilford team that you're playing this week 51-13 in the regular season. Do you ever worry that your kids see your score against Dudley and Dudley's score against Eastern Guilford and kind of go, they're not going to be that tough?
No, I mean, I think that would be a natural reaction, but I think our kids understand that our offense is built on Friday night at 7:30, and you got to be efficient and you got to execute, and you can't compare scores because we don't run Dudley's defense, we don't run Dudley's offense.
Right.
So it's that I don't think I think you get in trouble when you start comparing scores.
Mm-hmm.
What we need to worry about is executing at a high level and being efficient,
Mm-hmm.
and taking care of our job and doing our job. And that's the things we preach, all year long is, do your job, be efficient, take care of the football. I mean, let's worry about us. Let's don't worry about them. And that's kind of the way this offense is. It's a very disciplined
Mm-hmm.
and focus on the little things offense. It's not a, well, let's see how, throw it all over the yard and whatnot. We take steps at a time every single play. And I think, when you do that, that's the things you got to focus on. And you can't worry about what the other team scored or what the other team didn't. That ain't gonna make no difference on Friday at 7:30.
Yep. What do you see when you look at this Eastern Guilford team on film? Is there anyone you've gone against this season who's kind of comparable to what they do?
And they are, I tell you, there's so many explosive kids in this state.
Yeah.
I swear every week I watch a game and go, golly, this guy can fly. And obviously Eastern Guilford's got some guys that can score in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
I heard one of the kids runs a 10-600, and that's moving.
Yep.
I mean, that's getting on down the road there. So obviously they got some guys that can run, and we saw them last year, and a lot of those players are back.
Yep.
The linebackers back, the running backs back, the quarterback. I mean, there's a lot of guys that we played against last year and I was impressed with them last year.
Yep.
And I think Coach does a great job down there. And I was impressed with them. I was impressed with how they played. I was impressed with their explosiveness. And as soon as I turned the tape on again this year, I went, well, I thought they were pretty good last year, and they're pretty good this year. So I think they got a really good football team. It was a close game last year, if you
Yep.
recall. We didn't ain't like we ran away with it. So we're going to have to go out there and execute, and we can't compare scores from last year. We can't compare scores from this year. None of that matters. The only thing matters is 7:30 and 9:30 on Friday.
Yep. That's what your program is built on. Those are your core principles, and it clearly works. So anybody wants to see a good football game, want to get down to Belmont Way, down near Gastonia, down that way, Eastern Guilford at South Point would be the place to be Friday night. We wish you and your team luck on Friday night and throughout the rest of the playoffs, hopefully for you guys.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.